It's March the bloody 2nd.
Excuse me.
The days are rolling. I've got one for you.
All right, mate.
It's my favourite Stoic philosopher.
Epictetus.
No, it's Seneca. Above all, it is necessary for a person to have a true self-estimate, for we commonly think we can do more than we really can. That's good.
Wow.
That is really good.
What are you taking from that then?
We commonly think we can do more than we really can. The first thing that springs to mind with that is we overestimate what we can do in a year and we underestimate what we can do in 3 or 5 or 10 years, which I think is a great one. You think, oh, this year I'm going to achieve X, Y, and Z. Whereas there's a study with Parkinson's law I was listening to that actually, so Parkinson's law is you feel whatever time is set to do the task, you will fill that time to complete the task. It's typically what happens. So if you have 1 hour to complete it, you'll do it in 1 hour. But if you had 5 hours, you take 5 hours. And there was also a piece of like data attached to it that whatever you predict, what your prediction of how long something will take, it will always take double that or triple that. But even if you try to predict that it will take double that or triple that, you'll still be off and it'll be double that or triple that. So when you hear Elon Musk talking about we're going to be in Mars in 10 years or next year, he's probably said it so ambitiously because he knows it will take longer.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, it's being like, I'm going to do that. So that's the first thing that I think of, is people overestimate what can be done, but then they also underestimate. So like deep time is great. If you put the work in, day out, you'll see the results eventually. Everybody wants something now. I also think about this self-assessment. A lot of people will do things like this. If you listen to Modern Wisdom, The Subtle Art of Giving a Fuck, those kind of podcasts, every year in December, why are you smiling?
Subtle Art of Not Giving a
Yeah, but I give a fuck.
Okay.
The Subtle Art of Giving a fuck. They'll send out like a questionnaire that you can ask yourself questions every year to say, who am I? So this self-assessment, to have this self-awareness. But I also think that you don't need to necessarily like wait until the start of the year. You can do these self-assessments throughout the year. So who am I? What do I stand for? What are my beliefs? What is something that I'm afraid to admit? What in my skill set is lacking? What can I improve? And it's about having those honest questions with yourself to kind of unearth some home truth. So what questions could salespeople at home ask themselves that get them the realization that they might be looking for?
Well, what are they trying to find?
Maybe...
No. That was the first question.
Oh!
I did that. Do you like what I did?
Straight down the camera, guys.
The camera.
We'll see you at the BAFTAs.
We'll see you at the BAFTAs. Yeah, first of all, what are you trying to find? Why am I here? What do I want to achieve? When do I want to achieve it by? Who do I become if I do achieve it? Who do I become if I don't?
Wow. Understanding
all lanes, all eventualities, but certainly understanding the intrinsic. Why am I here? Why am I doing it? And what is it for?
Why? One of the questions I ask new people to write down when they start is, why do I do the things that I do? Which is just, it's a big open question, but you're trying to get to that why.
You used to say that when you were hungover sometimes. You feel really embarrassing like that.
Why do I do the things that I do? Yeah. Yes, I did. Also, I think really good for self-awareness is reaching out to a friend or a mentor. So it could be a sales leader. It could be somebody that you admire in the sales space. It could be a friend who's done things ahead of you, whatever. But just getting a honest opinion on your blind spots is really, really interesting, because you might go through life and think, I'm very generous. But then all of a sudden you ask, well, okay, what are my biggest flaws? I'm really trying to improve. You tell me my biggest flaws and I'll just say thank you. And you might say, well, listen, when we go out for dinner, I feel like I always pay. So I feel like you might be a bit tight. And I go, but oh no, I'm so generous. Like I always, if you call me, I spend my time and I do whatever. But actually, maybe there is a piece of that. So it's all about like finding out what your flaws are and what your weak spots are. And I think that's great in a sales environment.
Yes, I do as well. I had a thought that came to me then. sorry to make this about jiu-jitsu again, but in jiu-jitsu, when you first start out and you're asking for advice, often the advice you get is stop trying so hard. Stop trying to be so strong in certain positions. There's a thing that Bruce Lee said about martial arts. He said, be like water. That was his belief. The water changes, doesn't it, based on where it's put. If it's in the cup, it becomes the cup. If it's free flowing, it's free flowing. It becomes whatever it's doing. And that's the thing to think about in those moments, I think. How do I be like water?
Wow. I can imagine you in a cup. I want to talk to you about closing deals. So,
You've come to the right man.
Typically, most salespeople will have a conversion rate. If I sit down with X amount of people, I will close this amount of deals. So, say your conversion rate is 1 in 5. You know, based on facts, yeah, you're going to be working for a better conversion rate. Yeah, you're working. That's where you're improving your skill set. But you know that you're probably not going to close 4 out of 5 of those deals.
Yeah.
Don't aim to close every single deal. Go into those and think, okay, I know that 4 of them probably won't. So what can I learn? How do I practice in these scenarios? How do I get better? What feedback can I get? Just before I let you go, could I get some feedback? Do you know what I mean? I'm trying to learn. I'm always trying to learn. And people love to give
dance with their fathers. Right?
Yeah. They love to give their opinion on things, don't they?
Yeah.
People love to jump in and give their opinion. So asking somebody for their opinion is definitely a bit of a power move as well to get people to open up and give their truth.
Yes, an audit of deals won and deals lost is an interesting exercise. If you can get hold of them and say, look, can I maybe learn for next time why you decided not to go with and see what I can learn, but also asking people who did go with you, why did you decide to go with us? Because the reasons that you've told yourself, if they really liked me, they loved the sales approach, might actually be, you were the only one who could do this thing, to be honest with you, so we just went with you, and you even gave us a little bit of a discount. Oh, right, I thought it was because of me and my sparkling personality.
It's great for feedback. I think that's great advice. Like the wins and the losses, the war room is an amazing place to be, like where you dissect things, and only when you dissect them can you learn. So if you're a salesperson listening to this, which I assume you are, go out to your customers, go out to those lost opportunities and say, why did I lose you? And why did I win you? I've been Jack Frimston.
I've been Zach Thompson.
Remember, you will die.
You call that a kickflip?